We also ask you to check out Locked On Sports Today. Make that your second listen. Biggest stories of the day, instant reactions, big game recaps, and the take of the day available Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, wherever you get all of your favorites from. So, Michael Harris, certainly rookie of the year, certainly a guy that the Falcons are, or sorry, the Braves. I can't even speak of all the different teams here. Certainly that the Braves are looking at and taking another big step, and certainly had a remarkable year for the Atlanta Braves. What are some of the projections that Michael Harris, could potentially have for a full season in Major League Baseball? Well, look, certainly one of the biggest surprises from Michael Harris was the power that he had. He had 19 homers in 114 games. You look at his numbers in the minors. He played 197 games and had 14 homers in 828 plate appearances, and yet had 19 homers in 441 plate appearances. So it was a remarkable season for Michael Harris. Here's what I'll say about Michael Harris. Here's the one thing that I would like for him to work on. And especially because he most likely will probably hit at the top of the order. So he won't hit leadoff, but I certainly think that he could be a prime candidate to be the number 2 hitter on this team, replacing Dansby Swanson, a guy who can plenty of speed. He can run around the bases and things like that. I would like to see Michael Harris work on his on-base ability. That's the one thing that, whether drawing more walks or getting on base more, he finished last season with a .339 on-base percentage, okay? The more that can get to .350 and above makes you a more valuable hitter at the top of the order. That's that magic number, right? Is .350 and above for on-base guys. Ronnie the last couple of years, save for last season, but he's been closer to that 400 range. And it's been a different approach for Ronnie hitting at the top of the order. So I do think that Michael Harris's home run production takes a step back. And it's not like he's going to be a 3 or 4 home run hitter. When I talk about taking a step back over a course of a 162 game season, maybe 12 to 14 home runs versus the 19 that he had. But I certainly think that he can have his stolen base numbers go up, because with these, have you seen those new bases that are out there? Have you seen the pictures of the enlarged base now that they're all the way around? Look, if Michael Harris and Ronald Acuna are at the top of the order, brother, I'm running those guys like crazy. And believe me, it's little finite things that make the difference. And the size of those bases, you get an extra 3 inches all the way around, you certainly have a chance to steal more bases. So, he was a 20 stolen base guy last year. So if I'm the Braves, I'm sending Michael Harris. When he's on base, I'm sending Michael Harris. And that's why it becomes more of a premium to get himself on base. I think his home run total goes down a little bit. I think his batting average probably takes a little bit of a step back, but still, look, he hit .297 last year. That was a remarkable feat that he played so well and he hit so well. Probably not expected. Do I think that he's going to take a big step backward? No. I still think that he's going to have some power. He's going to be still a pretty good hitter, maybe in that 280, 290 kind of range. But if you can just figure out a little bit more of his on-base average, then he becomes a prime, candidate for a top-of-the-order guy. And he'll certainly steal lots of bases. And the other thing that I really think that, and I'm going to go ahead and, what is today? February 15th, okay? On February 15th, I'm going to go ahead and make a proclamation. I'm going to say this about Michael Harris. Michael Harris is going to win the Gold Glove this year. Certainly could have been in the mix for the Gold Glove last year. Obviously, the amount of games played and things like that, 114 games played and being called up late and being a rookie and things like that. The Gold Glove is as much of a legacy award and different things like that, right? Like, the Ichiros and the Fred Lynns and stuff like that that come along, are few and far between. But certainly, and I think the Astros shortstop won the Gold Glove last year as a rookie. But certainly Michael Harris could have been in the mix for all of that. I think this year, playing a full season and making the kind of plays that he does, that he's going to be, and with that arm strength, I think that he's going to be a Gold Glove center fielder this year. I think that he's going to be a guy that wins the Gold Glove. So I'll make that proclamation here on February 15th of 2023, and we'll see how that plays out. And I'm sure if he doesn't win the Gold Glove, everybody will come back and futz at me and stuff like that. But anyway, but look, I think Michael Harris is a 12 to 14 home run guy. I think the power goes back a little bit. I think he'll have ample opportunity to drive in runs because if he does hit second, he's got Ronnie in front of him. I think Ronnie's going to have a big year. I think he's got a full season of being healthy and getting back in the mix. And, he'll have a big year where he gets on base and hits the home runs and things like that. But Michael Harris can do a lot of damage. And here's the big thing I'll say about Michael Harris is that he'll steal a lot of bases and he's got the potential to score a crap ton of runs. He's got the potential to be a 100-run scoring guy, and he should be. I mean, when you're hitting second in that lineup with Riley and Olsen and everybody else that's going to be hitting behind you, he should score a whole lot of runs. So if he can just find a little bit better on-base percentage, if he can get closer to that 350 range, and look, he's not going to draw a crap ton of walks, but just draw enough walks that you make yourself valuable in that 2 spot. Even Dansby did a good job in the couple of seasons that he was hitting in that 2nd spot of finding a way to get on base more, right? Because that's the approach when you hit 1 and 2 is different than when you're hitting, more toward the bottom of the order, and even through the middle of the order, those 2 spots have a premium on base percentage. And if you can be standing on first, second base, whatever like that, for Riley and Olsen and all those guys to drive you all in, then that makes his position even more valuable in the lineup. So I think Michael Harris scores a ton of runs. I think he steals a ton of bases. I think his power goes down a little bit. His batting average is down just a little bit. But certainly I think he's going to be in line to be a premium player, and I'm going to call it right now that he's going to win the Gold Glove. I want to talk about my friends over at Built Bar. Listen, Built.com. Head there today. Check out all of the different flavors. Look, we're all looking for, at this, beginning point of the year to get ourselves in a healthier state and a healthier frame of mind. Built.com has all of the products that you need. Check out their extensive line of protein bars, the protein-infused marshmallow puffs, all the different flavors that they have. If you're looking for that low-calorie, low-sugar, low-carb type of snack with 130 calories, 4 grams of carbs, or 4 grams of sugar, and a whopping 17 grams of protein in it, Built.com is the place to go and check out all the different flavors. And now you can head over to Walmart in the pharmacy section and get yourself a box of Built Bars there, or head over to Sam's Club and pick you up a box of Built Bars as well. So whether it's brick and mortar store or go to Built.com, check out all their line of products and head over today to get your box of Built Bars.